You're watching WNY News Now, where coverage comes first.
Looking for a fair and honest auto mechanic? Look no further than Dwyas Auto Service. Located at 140 Main Street in Randolph, our family-owned business is ready for all of your automotive needs. From general service to more complex repairs, count on Dwyas Auto to keep you on the road. We not only keep your cars running smoothly, but also looking great with our expert 92 to set up an appointment. Dwyas Auto Service. Fair, honest, and the best prices guaranteed.
EagleZip.com is your local one-stop shop for all of your home and business computer needs. Located on Fluvan Avenue Extension, just outside of Jamestown, EagleZip.com sells and services all brands of desktops plus a 2-year warranty. Call EagleZip.com today.
Stop by EagleZip.com today and let us make computers easy for you.
Thanks for joining us for WNY News Now election night coverage. I'm Justin Gould. It is after 9 o'clock and the polls have closed here in New York State as we're first now starting to get some results, which we will talk to you about here in just a few moments. But right side of your screen, you see Bronson Rasmussen, on the left side rather, Bronson Rasmussen joining us live from downtown Buffalo as he's covering New York's congressional race here in Western New York, and Alyssa Wright live for us in Mayville. Bronson, I want to get to you first here this evening. You're with the Nick Langworthy campaign, who is expected to address the audience within the hour. What's it like in Western New York?
That's correct, Justin. I've been down here in downtown Buffalo at the Assembly Suites for just a few hours at this point, and this room used to be very quiet until about 10 minutes ago, where tons of people just flocked towards here in support of all of their Republican candidates, including Nick Langworthy, who we heard is scheduled to speak within the hour at any moment.
It has a lot of significance. Obviously, the control of power, the voice coming from our region to Washington, D.C. Now, this district has been generally pretty conservative, pretty Republican strong suit under Congressman Tom Reed for many years. However, now with the race between Mr. Delapia and Mr. Langworthy, things have changed a little bit through that redistricting process.
Yes, they have, Justin. Most recently with parts of Erie County becoming part of this district. That's really why we're up here in the Buffalo area with tons of supporters just coming out for what seems to be a winning race for Langworthy up here.
Absolutely, and one of the aspects that, Bronson, that we saw during the primary where Langworthy faced off against Buffalo area, and one of the things that I want to get to as we appear our first speakers are starting to get to the stage there, is the general election map that you see here, results coming in now from the Chautauqua County Board of Elections. Now, this is just data from Chautauqua County, and I'm going to scroll down, and this data as of now, no districts from today have reported yet. However, as you see in the center of your screen, Representative in Congress District 23, Max Delapia is leading with 51% of the vote. Now, again, no specific districts have come in yet. This is just based solely off of early voting tallies that we're seeing now as the first local election results come in. Two other big races that we're following, obviously, statewide are for the governor and for U.S. Senate. But here locally is for New York's 57th Senate District and the member of the Assembly. And you see here this data coming in now from the Board of Elections, again, solely based on early voting data that was collected over about the last week and some change here. And you see George Borrello, the incumbent Republican, with this early voting data having a lead of 53% over Daniel Brown, the challenger from Great Valley's 44%. On the flip side of the coin, Andrew Goodell, the incumbent Republican Assembly member with 54% of early votes in Chautauqua County alone, over Sandra Lewis's 43%. That doesn't include other parts of the district, which would be data coming from New York State. Covering that election for us tonight is WNY News Now's Alyssa Wright. She's live for us in Mayville at this hour. Alyssa, you heard from the senator earlier. Now that half an hour has gone by, set the scene for us there in Mayville.
Sure, Justin. So as you saw last time, it was kind of quiet, not a whole lot going on. Well, since the polls have closed, as you can see now, the room is completely flooded. The excitement is high and everyone is at the edge of their seats just waiting to know the results.
Yeah, and Alyssa, tell us a little bit about the campaign that we're seeing. Obviously, it's a big one for New York State Senate between George Borrello and Daniel Brown.
Definitely. So I've spoken with Senator George Borrello numerous times, and through each interview, he's always spoken on the public safety. That is his number one aspect of his campaign, the crime rates. And he also believes that the gun laws, he throws the word unconstitutional out a lot. He'd like to really revamp those. On the other side, we have Dan Brown, farmer Dan Brown from Great Valley. He identifies himself as a Democrat, but he says he doesn't fall really between Democrat or Republican. He believes everyone should work together despite political views to get things done.
And then another big aspect of tonight, Alyssa, obviously, is for New York State Assembly between Andrew Goodell and Sandra Lewis. You've been following that as well.
Yes. So, again, I've spoken to Andrew Goodell multiple times. He actually just arrived, so we'll be catching up with him a little bit later, so stay tuned for that. Andrew Goodell feels very strongly about, we spoke a little bit about women's rights previously. I know abortion has been a very, very hot topic lately with the overturning of Roe v. Wade. Andrew Goodell would like to increase more education and hopefully eliminate the need for the abortion. Whereas Sandra Lewis, we spoke to her, if you remember, back at the Roe v. Wade protest that took place in Jamestown at City Hall. Ms. Lewis is definitely on the other side of the spectrum. She believes that that should be completely up to the individual. So that's just one of the many points of tonight's campaign.
Absolutely. Alyssa Wright there live for us in Mayville. Alyssa, we'll check back in just a little bit. I want to now get to the Langworthy camp where the candidate Nick Langworthy is addressing the room. Let's listen.
And declare victory for Congress. But I still wear two hats here. I am very proud to be the congressman-elect from this district. But I also am very proud to be the chairman of the New York Republican Party here tonight. And I made a promise to our next governor that I would be standing by his side tonight when we announced that he has become the next governor of the state of New York. How excited is everyone in the room to vote for Lee Zeldin as the next governor? And I thought you might understand why I left early. Because the truth is, I never expected to be a candidate for this office this year myself. But as events unfolded, I could not sit on the sidelines and do nothing. Because Aaron and I were involved in politics, but we're just like any other family. You know, thinking about the future, lamenting about high grocery prices and gas prices. And don't even get started about what our ends ago. So when we think about Madeline and Oliver's future, and the future for all of our kids and our grandkids here in Western New York, I knew it was time to put up or shut up. Get involved and get in the arena in my own name. And I didn't want to be sitting and teach them about how precious America's values are without showing them that I was willing to help fight to protect those values themselves. Our children are watching us with every move we make. They're learning their values and what they'll bring to this country from us. Being a husband and a dad will always be the most important titles that I carry in this world. And we need people in office who are proud to be Americans. We need people who will fight every single day for the people, not their own power. We need people in office who will fight to protect our constitutional rights. Who will care for our veterans and our first responders and our law enforcement heroes. We need people in office at all levels that will put taxpayers in front of criminals. People who will fight for the small business owners on Main Street, because our businesses are the backbone of our community and our society. People who will fight for parental rights to be involved in their kids' education and not apologize for that. People who understand that the southern border matters in fighting. People who will stand up to our adversaries in China, in Russia, in Iran, who are on a mission to destroy America. Who will stand up on the world stage and say, America is the greatest nation in the history of the world, and we stand for freedom, inequality, and justice for all. Our nation has been on a dangerously wrong track, and today is the day that people stood up and said, enough is enough. Biden came into this office promising to be a uniter, and he's done the exact opposite. Talk is cheap, but this country needs action. And tonight I will pledge to the people of the 23rd Congressional District that I will work with anyone in Washington, D.C. who is committed to a common sense agenda that puts America back on track for Western New York and the Southern Tier. And I will also pledge that if the White House keeps taking action that hurts our families, hurts our community, and makes our nation weaker and less safe, I will stand up and fight back every single day. When all the votes are cast, when we've counted all the seats in America, that we've ushered in a new Republican majority in the House of Representatives, and with it a new agenda, our commitment to America. A new agenda that puts more money back in the pockets of hardworking Americans, that invigorates American manufacturing and restores American energy production, including right here in New York Southern Tier with a safe exploration of natural gas. An agenda that respects the rule of law and the brave heroes that enforce it. That includes our southern border. And our commitment and our mission is accountable to the people that it serves. From June 10th forward, that's what this campaign was all about. And that's what we will deliver to the American people and the people of Western New York and the Southern Tier. And it's my hope with this election, it's a loud and clear wake-up call for this president to actually get on board with this thing that will put America's brightest days ahead of us. For my children and your children and our children's children. Because that's what's on the line here, folks. That's why we're in this. So let's roll up our sleeves and let's get to work, because together we will build a united, wonderful future. One nation, under God, indivisible, under that beautiful American flag. God bless America. God bless our troops serving overseas and here at home. And God bless the great people of the 23rd Congressional District. My team has been with us from the NY GOP since we got started. My political director, the former executive director of this party, Jesse Prado. My right hand, executive assistant, Hannah Rice, thank you so much. Big round of applause for our finance chair, Jeff Williams. So many other people that played a large role. Our former Attorney General, Dennis Vacco, who's one of our great finance leaders, Paul Stephen, Legislator Tadaro, thank you so much. John Schmidt, our RLC chairman, sticking your neck out there, giving me that endorsement early on. I see Assemblyman Mike Norris back there. Thank you, Mike, for all that you do. And I also want to give my extreme gratitude to the Conservative Party of the state of New York and Chairman Jerry Kassar, as well as Erie County Conservative Chairman Ralph Larigo, for their support of this whole staff assembly. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the first step. We have so much work ahead of us. January 3rd, I'll be sure to the esteem that the people of Western New York and the Southern Tier deserve. That I promise you. Thank you for this opportunity. Thank you for having the trust in me to get this done. God bless you all. Let's go win.
All right, Republican candidate for New York's 23rd congressional seat. Not declaring victory yet, however, as you just heard from the candidate there, very much on his path for it tonight, as results are still coming in across the district. We thank you for joining us for WNY News Now live election coverage. I'm Justin Gould, and one of the other big races of the night that we've been watching is for New York's Senate. And we are able now to project, and not a surprise to many, Senator Chuck Schumer, U.S. Senator Chuck Schumer, the projected winner, has won re-election, defeating his Republican opponent Joe Pinion. Schumer, currently the Senate Majority Leader, but could lose his position if Republicans regain control of the Senate. This will be Schumer's 5th term in office. Of course, more election coverage throughout the next half hour here on WNY News Now, as we will bring you the latest results and as we get them into our newsroom. I want to take a look if we can pull up my website, and the graph that I want to show you here is really the early vote count. It looks like as of now have been added to 83 other districts out of 667 districts here in the newly rejoined 23rd Congressional District. This is for the race between Mr. Langworthy and Mr. Dellapia. And as of right now, Dellapia does lead with 52% of the vote. However, it is so premature to come to any conclusions here with only 83 of the 677 results in. Obviously, we just heard from Mr. Langworthy, who provided that update to us there from downtown Buffalo, where he really is optimistic about the night that he will be elected. We will be checking in with his opponent, Max Dellapia, here in the next half hour as we continue to provide live election night updates here on WNY News Now throughout the night, as well as we are watching a number of key races, including that for New York Governor. So be sure to stick with us throughout the evening as we bring you more here on WNY News Now. I'm Justin Gould. We'll see you back in the next half hour.